Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you very much for your kind association. Let's get started with our study of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Before that, let us chant our Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvise Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadādhara Śrīvāsādi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadādhara Śrīvāsādi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadhasya yatonvayaditarata sharteshvabhidnya swara Tene Brahmharidaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yatsurayah Tejo Varimridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi धर्मः प्रोजित कैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सताम् वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदम् तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्योरिद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणा निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः सवै पुंसां परो धर्मो यतो भक्तिरधोक्षजे हेतुकी प्रतिहता ययात्मा सुप्रसीदति वदन्ति तत्तत्त्वविदस्तत्त्वं यज्ञानमद्वयं ब्रह्मेति परमात्मेति भगवान् इति शब्दते अतः पुंभिर्द्विजश्रेष्ठा वर्णाश्रम विभागशः स्वनुष्ठितस्य धर्मस्य संसिद्धिर्हरितोषणम् एते चांशकलाः पुंसः कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयं इन्द्रारिव्याकुलं लोकं मृडयन्ति युगे युगे तद्वाग्विसर्गो जनताघविप्लवो यस्मिन् प्रतिश्लोकमभद्दवत्यपि नामानन्तस्य यशोऽन्कितानि यत् शृण्वन्ति गायन्ति गृह्णन्ति साधवः यस्यां वै श्रूयमाणायां कृष्णे परमपुरुषे भक्तिरुत्पद्यते पुंसः शोकमोहभयापहा आत्मा रामाश्च मुनयो निर्ग्रन्थाः पुरुक्रमे कुर्वन्तः तु किं भक्तिम् इत्थं भूतगुणो हरिः त्वयि मेरन्यविषया मतिर्मधुपते सकृद् रतिम् उद्वहता दद्धा गङ्गेवौघम् उदन्वती हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for joining. Let us continue our Bhakti Vaibhava course, Module 1, which is the study of the first nine chapters of the first canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And we are going to start from the 39th verse of the 9th chapter. This chapter is entitled The Passing Away of Shri Bhishma Dev. And the verses that we are reading, these verses constitute Shri Bhishma Stuti, the prayers of Shri Bhishma Dev just before his departure from this world. Shri Bhishma Dev is saying, Vijaya Ratha Kutum Bhaatatotre Dhritaha Rashminita Shriye Kshaniye Bhagavati Ratir Astu Me Mumurshor Yam iha nirikshahata gata swarupam. Translations and purports are by our beloved founder Acharya Shri Śrīmad Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. Translation. At the moment of death, let my ultimate attraction be to Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. Bhagavati Ratir Astume Mumurshor. Mumurshor means at the time of death, let my ultimate attraction be to Shri Krishna. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver, Vijaya Ratha. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjun, who stood with a whip in his right hand and a bridle rope in his left. Parthasarathi Krishna is holding a whip in his right hand and the ropes of the Rath in his left hand, who was very careful to give protection to Arjun. He was very careful to give protection to Arjun's chariot by all means. Those who saw him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original forms after death. Yam iha niriksha hata gata swarupam. Gata swarupam. They got their Siddha Swarup. Anyone who saw this darshan of Krishna attained the ultimate liberation, attained the ultimate perfection of life. What a beautiful prayer Shri Bhishma Dev is saying. At the moment of death, let my ultimate attraction be to Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjun, who stood with a whip in his right hand and the bridle rope in his left, and who was very careful to give protection to Arjun's chariot by all means. Those who saw Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their Swarup, original forms after death. What a beautiful prayer of Shri Bhishma Dev. Let us analyze this prayer through Srila Prabhupada's purport. Srila Prabhupada Ji Maharaj is saying, a pure devotee of Lord Krishna constantly sees the presence of the Lord within himself because of the transcendental loving relationship. Such a pure devotee cannot forget Krishna even for a moment. This is called trance. Srila Prabhupada is saying, this is called trance. That we cannot forget Krishna even for a moment. Smartavya satatam Vishnu. Na vismartavya jatuchit. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. This is the essence of all teachings, my dear friends. So Srila Prabhupada is saying a pure devotee sees Krishna within himself, and a pure devotee cannot forget Krishna even for a moment. This is called trance. Srila Prabhupada is such a devotee, my dear friends. Once, Srila Prabhupada's personal servant was giving a massage to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada said, on a physical level, three activities, three things kept him in good health. Srila Prabhupada said his Ayurvedic medicines, his morning walks, and his massage. These three things kept Srila Prabhupada in good health. Srila Prabhupada said, on a physical plane. So Srila Prabhupada was getting his daily massage, and the servant of Srila Prabhupada is giving Srila Prabhupada massage. Srila Prabhupada is sitting, and the servant is right behind Srila Prabhupada with mustard oil. He's giving massage to Srila Prabhupada. And he's massaging Srila Prabhupada's shoulders from behind. And suddenly Srila Prabhupada reaches over and grabs the hand of the devotee who is giving massage. And Srila Prabhupada looks behind and says, if I can have a form, why are they denying Krishna a form? Why Krishna cannot have a form if I have a form? Just see, even while taking a massage, Srila Prabhupada is thinking about Krishna. And he's thinking how to defeat the Mayavadis. See the absorption. This is called Samadhi. Not that Srila Prabhupada is going, enjoying the massage, completely on a bodily plane. Srila Prabhupada is getting massage, is holding the hand. Said, if I can have a form, why Krishna cannot have a form? Why don't the Mayavadis understand this? Why are they denying Krishna a form? This is Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada had two very dear god brothers. Both of them were addressed as Puri Maharaj. Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Vaibhava Puri Maharaj. Both were called Puri Maharaj. So Srila Prabhupada was at the ashram of Srila Bhakti Vaibhava Puri Maharaj one point. I think the ashram was located at Visakhapatnam, right on the beach, on the bank of the ocean. In Visakhapatnam, Srila Puri Maharaj had his ashram, and Srila Prabhupada, along with some of his disciples, was staying there for a short while. And one of the devotees who was staying with Srila Prabhupada, one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada who was staying, his name was Nanda Kumar Prabhu. So Nanda Kumar Prabhu remembers this Prabhupada Leela. He tells that the ashram was very beautiful, in a very beautiful, picturesque place in Visakhapatnam, right on the ocean. There was a beautiful beach. There were coconut trees with beautiful coconut, tasty, sweet water coconuts. Their water was so sweet and nice, refreshing. Natural environment, no vehicles there near the ashram. Very natural, rustic setting. A nice kirtan going on, beautiful deities, nice, very conducive for bhajan. And one day Srila Prabhupada called all his disciples and said, you can now go to the ocean and swim in the ocean. It's very good for the body, very refreshing. So go. The weather is very nice. The sun is up. It's not too sunny. It's warm, but not too hot. The ocean water is clean and pure. Beautiful sand is there. Just go, all of you devotees, and take a swim, take a bath, take a dip in the ocean. Drink some coconut water and come. So Nanda Kumar Prabhu and all the devotees, they went to the ocean. But Nanda Kumar Prabhu got a little philosophical and he had a question. So he came back to Srila Prabhupada and he asked Srila Prabhupada, I have learned from your lectures, from your books, from your teachings, that Mahaprabhu came to give Vairagya and Vidya about Krishna Bhakti. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shiksharthameka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharira Dhari Kripam Budhiryastamaham Prapadye. So Mahaprabhu teaches us that in the beginning, yes, we tell people just chant Hare Krishna. If you cannot do anything, just eat this Krishna Prasad and your bhakti will increase. Your Krishna consciousness will begin. But when someone becomes serious, we tell him that you have to develop a spirit of renunciation. Vairagya is important. So in Vairagya, we give up sense gratification. So Srila Prabhupada, I want to understand from you why you want us to go to the ocean, beautiful beach, nice, comfortable, and enjoy ourselves, enjoy our senses on the beach. Why? And Srila Prabhupada said, this is the path of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Parama Karuna Prabhu Dui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra Saba Avatara Sara Shiromani Kevalananda Kanda Bhajo Bhajo Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudrida Vishwasa Kori. All of you go to the beach and you chant Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. You chant the holy names as you swim, as you bathe, as you ride the waves in the ocean, as you walk on the pristine beaches of Visakhapatnam, as you drink the coconut water. Chant Hare Krishna. And remember, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Bhumir apo nalo vayur kham manobhutirevacha ahankara ityamya bhinna prakriti ashtada. This earth, this water, the beach, the ocean, the air, the beautiful breezes that are coming from the ocean, everything is Krishna's energy. This blue sky, is the complexion of Krishna. It is the color of Krishna. Because Krishna is blue, this clear sky is also blue. Yatha akash sthito nityam vayu sarvatra go mahan tatha sarvani bhutani mam sthiti upadharaya. Lord Krishna says, please try to understand. Just like the wind is blowing everywhere, but always is situated in the sky. Similarly, all these living entities are going here and there, but they are all situated in me. So, in Brahma Samhita, Krishna says that the sun and the moon are my eyes. So, when you're seeing the sun, remember that this is Krishna's eye. The sky belongs to Krishna. The air is Krishna's energy. This earth, this ocean, everything is Krishna's energy. And you're on the beach and you're surrounded by Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada told him. Just see. Sthavar jangam na dekhe. Dekhe tara murti. Sarvatra hai nija ishta deva spurti. Sarvatra hai nija ishta deva spurti. A pure devotee sees Krishna everywhere in everything. Yomam pasyati sarvatra sarvam chamai pashyati tasya aham na pranashyami sacha mena pranashyati. This is the vision of a pure devotee. This is samadhi. This is trance. Seeing Krishna everywhere, never forgetting Krishna. The mystic yogi tries to concentrate upon the super soul by controlling the senses from all other engagements, and thus he ultimately attains samadhi. Yogi tries to concentrate on the super soul, Paramatma, and control the senses by withdrawing them from everything else. A devotee more easily attains samadhi or trance by constantly remembering Krishna's personal feature, Krishna's roop, Krishna's name, Krishna's fame, Krishna's pastimes. For a devotee, tasyaham sulabha partha. For a devotee, Krishna is so sulabh, so easily available, because the devotee can go into samadhi just remembering Krishna's form. How Radharaman looks, how Radha Shyam Sundar look. Bas, lag gayi samadhi. Roop mein. Krishna Roop Chintan, Krishna Naam Chintan, Krishna Gun Chintan, Krishna Leela Chintan. The devotee has so many ways to absorb the mind in Krishna. Yena kena prakarena manaha Krishna niveshayit. Just absorb your mind in Krishna somehow or the other. It's very easy for a devotee. The concentration of the mystic yogi is mechanical, whereas the concentration of the pure devotee is natural, in pure love and spontaneous affection. Because a devotee is having bhav for Krishna, having love for Krishna. So it is natural to think. When you love somebody, it's natural to think of that person. So for a devotee, remembrance of Krishna is very natural. Bhishma Dev was a pure devotee, and as a military marshal, Bhishma Dev constantly remembered the battlefield feature of Lord Krishna as Partha Sarathi, the chariot driver of Arjuna. So the way we have inclination, that way we will have remembrance. That we will have remembrance. Someone in the Sakha Bhav will remember the Gocharan Leela, the cowherding pastimes. Someone who is in Vatsalya Bhav will remember Krishna's butter stealing pastimes, Makhan Chor Leela. Someone who is in the Madhurya Bhav will remember Krishna's pastimes at Radha Kund or Krishna's Ras Leela pastimes at night. So, according to one's inclination, one will do Smaranam. One will remember Krishna. Bhishma Dev, being in the Virya Ras during this avatar, is remembering Krishna's chivalrous pastimes on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Therefore, please listen carefully, my dear friends. Srila Prabhupada is writing very, very important Siddhanta in these purports. So Srila Prabhupada is saying, therefore, Lord Krishna's pastime as Partha Sarathi is also eternal. Isn't that little counterintuitive? Because one may think that the Yuddha at Kurukshetra, the war at Kurukshetra, is a Naimittik Leela. Kurukshetra pastime does not happen in Golok Vrindavan. Partha Sarthi Krishna is not to be found in Golok Vrindavan. So how Srila Prabhupada is saying that is Nitya Leela? Interesting Siddhanta, isn't it? Let us study Srila Prabhupada's purport carefully. We should not miss these points. Srila Prabhupada Ji Maharaj is writing, therefore, Lord Krishna's pastime as Partha Sarathi is also eternal. The pastimes of Lord Krishna, beginning from his birth at the prison house of King Kansa, up to the Maushala Leela at the end in Prabhasa Kshetra, all move one after another in all the universes, just as the clock hand moves from one point to another. Are you understanding? There are many Brahmandas. There are many material universes. And Krishna is appearing once in a day of Brahma. Brahmaji, the year is 360 days. And Brahmaji lives for 100 years. And every day of Brahma, Krishna is appearing in every universe. And there are millions of universes. So practically at every moment, Krishna Lila is going on in some of the material universes. And Prabhupada is saying that right from the Janma Lila up to the Maushala Lila, means the disappearing pastime of Krishna, birth pastime and disappearing pastimes. All these pastimes are going on in some universe or the other at every single moment. Just like the arm of the clock goes from 12 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. The arm is always somewhere on the clock. Similarly, somewhere in the material universes, Krishna is performing all these pastimes eternally in the material realm. Because just as the Chid Jagat is Shashwat, the spiritual world, Chid Jagat is eternal, similarly, the material world, Prakriti, is also eternal. Mayadhyakshana Prakriti Suyate Sa Characharam. The Prakriti also is eternal. Its manifestations are anitya. The manifestations don't stay forever. Just like the spiritual world stays as it is forever. There is Vardhanam in the spiritual world, but there is no Ghatanam. The number of associates of Krishna in the spiritual world eternally keep on increasing. More and more jivas attain spiritual world. Na tad bhasyate suryo, na shashanko na pavaka, yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. So the number of devotees in the Chid Jagat, in the Paravyom, in the spiritual sky, keeps on increasing, but never decreases, because nobody falls from Vaikuntha. But the material world is also eternal. There will always be jivas who will be rectified in the material universes. And in the material universe, Krishna comes to show his Karunya Leela, his merciful aspect of delivering Tasya aham samudharta mrityu samsara sagara. Krishna wants to show this Karuna Leela. So this material world also is there. And in the material world, these Leelas are going on. Kurukshetra Leela, Hastinapur Leela, Dwarka Leela, Mathura Leela, Vrindavan Leela. Just right from a birth to the disappearance, Maushala Leela, Janma Leela to Maushala Leela, everything is going on. Janma Karma Chame Divyam. Therefore, Janma Karma of Krishna is Divya. Not just the Nitya Leela, not just the Ashtakali Leela in Golok Vrindavan. Even this Leela in the material world is Divya. It is Divya Leela. It is eternal Leela. Transcendental pastimes. So see, every sentence that Srila Prabhupada is writing is very deep. There is important Siddhanta everywhere. The pastimes of Lord Krishna, beginning from his birth at the prison house of Kansa up to the Maushala Leela at the end, all move one after another in all the universes, just like the clock hand moves from one point to another. And in such pastimes, Krishna's associates, like the Pandavas and Bhishmadev, are constant, eternal companions. I have heard from Gauranga Darshan Prabhu in this connection that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in his Tika on this section of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Please listen carefully. That there are two Bhishma Devs. Just like there are two Jai Vijay. There is Jai Vijay who are eternally there in Vaikuntha, who never fall. And there are Jai Vijay who perform the pastime of getting cursed. And they incarnate here as Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Ravan, Kumbhakarna, Dantavakra and Shishupal. And for their nice service as a bonus gift as Jai and Vijay in Gaura Leela. That is one Jai Vijay. But the eternal Jai Vijay are always in the spiritual world with Lord Narayan in Dasya Bhava as the doorkeepers of Vaikuntha. Similarly, there are two Bhishma Devs. There is the Nitya Bhishma Dev, the eternal Bhishma Dev, who is a great devotee of Krishna in Dasya Bhava in Vaikuntha. And there is the Bhishma Dev who incarnates with Krishna as Krishna comes in the material, as a Krishna Parshad, as an associate of Krishna. And in such pastimes, Krishna's associates like the Pandavas and Sri Bhishma Dev are constant, eternal companions. So Bhishma Dev never forgot the beautiful feature of Lord Krishna as Parthasarthi, which even Arjun could not see. Because Arjun to Bhagwan ke piche khade the. Yudh kar rahe the. He was fighting, busy, aiming his arrows at the enemies. And here are the enemies taking darshan of Krishna, beautiful Parthasarthi, making Arjun's job easy. See the beauty of Kurukshetra. Arjun was behind the beautiful Parthasarthi, while Bhishma Dev was just in front of the Lord. As far as the military feature of the Lord is concerned, Shri Bhishma Dev observed this with more relish than Arjun. Haribol. Krishna was in one sense more merciful to Bhishma Dev. Even though he's running with his with the rath in his hands to smash Bhishma Dev, but there is mercy there. All the soldiers and persons on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original spiritual form, just like the Lord, Sarupya Mukti, after their death, because by the causeless mercy of Lord Krishna, they were able to see him face to face on that occasion. I have made the gallery view so I can see all of you, dear devotees. I know later on some devotees who watch the recording, they have given me feedback that it is distracting, and I understand that. But I also need to know, because when I put it on the speaker mode, I cannot see all of you. So I don't know who is joining. So I need to see all of you. So that's why I'm putting it on gallery mode. So please bear with me. I feel good when I see all of you. Darshane pavitra karo, ei to margo. So, few sessions ago, one of you, I don't remember who, had asked a question. Please listen carefully, dear devotees. This is important. One of you had asked a question on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, when the people died, the warriors died, did they get impersonal liberation, Sayujya Mukti, or did they get some other form of liberation? Did they get personal liberation? There is impersonal liberation and there is personal liberation. What did they get? The answer is given by Srila Prabhupada right here in the purport. Let us read this paragraph carefully. All the soldiers and all the persons on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original spiritual form like the Lord after their death, because by the causeless mercy of Lord Krishna, they were able to see Krishna face to face on that occasion, on the occasion of their death. And Srila Prabhupada is saying this authoritatively on the basis of Bhishma Dev's words. Yam iha niriksha hata gata swarupam. They didn't get Sayujya Mukti, they got Sarupya Mukti. They got their Swarup just like Krishna's form. So they got personal liberation in Vaikuntha. All these warriors. There is in this regard a very beautiful story of Srila Prabhupada, our beloved Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was in Kurukshetra, and one very wealthy Kshatriya family invited Srila Prabhupada for prasadam. Along with some devotees, some disciples, Srila Prabhupada went, accepted the invitation. They have had prasad. And this host, who belonged to a Kshatriya family, he had many photographs and paintings of his ancestors, as is the tradition in India. Even in our house, there is painting, photographs of grandfather, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather. That is there. We honor and respect our ancestors. So there were a series of paintings of the ancestors of this host. And after prasadam, this host took Srila Prabhupada in the room where all these paintings were there of his ancestors. And as Srila Prabhupada was looking, casting his merciful glance upon them, the host asked a question. He said, Srila Prabhupada, Swami Maharaj, for many years I have had a doubt in my heart. From my childhood, I feel that I was one of the warriors on the battlefield of Kurukshetra 5,000 years ago. But the vyatha, the pain in my heart is that I feel that instead of being on Krishna's side, I was on the side of Duryodhana. I was on the side of the Kauravas. This is the pain in my heart, Srila Prabhupada. I think I was there in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, but on the wrong side, Prabhupada. And Prabhupada very nonchalantly said, don't worry about that. You were not there. Because all the warriors who were there, they went to Vaikuntha. You are still here. That means you are not there. Don't worry. Remove these nonsense thoughts from your mind. This is Srila Prabhupada. He is walking, talking Bhagavatam. These prayers of Bhishma Dev को पढ़ के, सुनकर, digest करके बैठे हैं Srila Prabhupada. He is walking, talking to Mahabhagavad. All Siddhantas are there in Prabhupada. He is speaking so authoritatively. So here it is clearly said by Shri Bhishma Dev and by Srila Prabhupada, both Mahajans, that everybody got Sarupya Mukti. They got personal liberation. This is causeless mercy. The conditioned souls rotating in the evolutionary cycle from the aquatics up to the form of Brahma are all in the form of Maya. Please raise your hand if you can quote a verse from our acharyas that proves, substantiates this sentence of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is making a statement in his Bhaktivedanta purports, but every sentence that Srila Prabhupada has written as an acharya, it is based on Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So I'll be very happy if one of you can tell me which Acharya Vani says this thing. The conditioned souls rotating in the evolutionary cycle from the aquatics up to the form of Brahma are all in the form of Maya, or form obtained by one's own actions and avoided by material nature. These are Mayic forms. Everyone. Who can tell? Yes. Ram Sham Prabhu. Please go ahead.
In that project, Kit Patangvadhyascha Jivaha, Brahma Samhita, Brahmaji glorifies.
Yes, very good. Very good. Karmani nirdhati. According to one's karma, one gets these different forms of life. But any Acharya Vani? Yes, Satyarupa Mataji and Janani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Is it Yastvindra Gopa Matavendra Mahosva Karma?
Yes, Brahma
Samhita. Is it that verse?
Yes, perfect. That also. Amrit Karan Prabhu.
So Chidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he mentioned in his
Anadi Karma Phale.
Anadi Karma Phale, Pari Bhavar Nova Chale, Tori Bare Nadi Kyupai.
Jai ho, Jai ho.
So it's like Brahma and all the living entities, they are in the actually in the material worlds, and they are in the cycle of birth and death. That up and down is going.
Very nice. Vamshivadan Prabhu. Shoot.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
From the bhajan, Madhuram Madhurebhyopi.
Yes, Kevalashtakam. Yes.
Abrahmastamba Paryantam Sarvam Maya Mayam Jagat Satyam Satyam Punas Satyam Hare Nama Eva Kevalam.
Wow, very beautiful. Brahma Stamba Paryantam. From Brahmaji to the blade of grass. Sarvam Maya Mayam Jagat. The conditioned souls from the aquatics up to the form of Brahma are all forms of Maya. Just see, simple sentence in English language that anybody can understand in the world. Srila Prabhupada is writing, but it is based on such deep Siddhanta. Brahma Stamba Paryantam Sarvam Maya Mayam Jagat Satyam Satyam Punah Satyam Harer Nama Eva Kevalam. The material forms of the conditioned souls are all foreign dresses. And when the conditioned soul becomes liberated from the clutches of material energy, he attains his original form. Srila Prabhupada is saying that all the species of life that we get here, they are all material forms given by material nature. Manah Shasthani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Karshati. Prakriti has given us these different material bodies, and we are struggling with the 6 senses, which includes the mind. Manah Shasthani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Karshati. But when the conditioned soul becomes liberated from the clutches of material energy, he attains his original spiritual form. Attains the original spiritual form. Please turn the page over, page 480. Further down in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, a spiritual form like Lord Krishna's, either two-handed or four-handed, is attained by the devotees of Lord Krishna, either in the Vaikunthas, four-handed, or in Goloka Vrindavan planet, two-handed, according to the original nature of the soul. This form, which is 100% spiritual, is the Swaroop of the living being. And all the living beings who participated on the battlefield of Kurukshetra on both sides attained their Swaroop, as confirmed by Sri Bhishma Dev. So Lord Shri Krishna was not merciful only to the Pandavas. He was also merciful to the other parties, because all of them attained the same result. Shri Bhishma Dev wanted the same facility also, and that was his prayer to the Lord, although his position as an associate of the Lord is assured in all circumstances. So although Bhishma Dev in one sense is a Nitya Siddha Bhakta, he's an eternal associate of the Lord, and therefore because he's always with the Lord, he is liberated, and liberation is guaranteed for him, mukti is guaranteed for him. But still, as a humble devotee, he is praying, Bhagavati Ratir Astu Me Mumurshor. At the time of death, let my attention, my attraction be towards Shri Krishna only. He's praying like that. He doesn't want to leave his body in any other consciousness. The conclusion is that whoever dies looking on the personality of Godhead, within or without, attains his Swaroop, which is the highest perfection of life. Please listen carefully, my dear friends. I'm going to repeat this sentence of Srila Prabhupada. The conclusion is that whoever dies looking on the personality of Godhead Krishna, within or without, attains his Swaroop, which is the highest perfection of life. It is very important that we die in Krishna consciousness. Very important, because that will decide our next life. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajantyante kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sadatad bhava bhavat. Very important to remember Krishna at the time of death. Therefore, the fear of death and the 100% guaranteed nature of death, as they say, as sure as death. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Are you sure? Dead sure. As sure as death. Why? Because everyone is guaranteed to die. Anyone who has taken birth will die. Anyone who has a manufacture date has an expiry date also. It is guaranteed. As sure as death, they say. Because of that, death makes one think about spiritual life. This is a fact. There is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, very great Vaishnava. He is one of our gurus. Very, very great devotee. I was recently in Washington, D.C. and His Grace Gauravani Prabhu told me this story. I had never met Gauravani Prabhu, but when I met him recently, he really stole my heart. He's such a sweet devotee, and he's filled with love for Srila Prabhupada's disciples. Filled with love. I asked him about Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj, and he had tears in his eyes as he was narrating. Such a wonderful devotee, Gauravani Prabhu is. He is born as the son of Mother Rukmini Devi. Born in Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON. Born and brought up in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness flows through his bloodstream, I could see. Yes. He told me this story. Such a charming story. I would like to share with all of you. Apparently, it happened in close to Atlanta, somewhere here, North Georgia, or one of the neighboring states just north of Georgia, where I live. There was a high school boy. He was very handsome, tall, muscular, very talented, and very handsome. And he was in the high school football team. Football in America means something similar to rugby. It's called American football. What we call football in India, here it is called soccer. So I'm not talking about soccer, I'm talking about American football. So he was a football player in the high school team. And there were a group of these friends, all of them, they constituted the high school football team. And this is the year 1970, 1971. And it is the time of the Vietnam War. And as soon as they turned 18, they graduated from high school, 12th grade, they were drafted in the Vietnam War. They were taken to a place in Virginia where they were trained in the military skills, shooting, how to use the tactical gear and everything. So they were trained. And this particular boy who had just graduated from high school, he was the best shooter in the group of those young men, best shooter. So all his friends from the high school football team, they got drafted to Vietnam after training. And he also got drafted as a sniper because he was so good at shooting. But the trainer said, my God, this young man is so talented. He shoots so well. I want him to stay back to train the future snipers. So from this high school football team, everyone got drafted to Vietnam except this one man, young man, who was kept behind in the United States to train snipers in shooting accurately. So he stayed back. And he's here at the military training academy. He's training other snipers how to shoot. And one by one, he gets the news that on the battlefield in Vietnam, all his friends, 100% of them, all of them, there were probably a dozen of them, all of them were killed. Within a matter of few months, he got news that all of them had been killed in the war. Now, can you imagine? You have spent years together in your high school, practicing, at the football field. You have shared so many intimate moments in the locker room. They are your buddies. And all of them are dead at the age of 18. It's shocking, isn't it? In the Vietnam War, it is said more than 50,000 American young boys, they were killed. Most of them were teenagers, 18 and 19 years old. So anyway, this boy who was a sniper instructor now suddenly realizes that all his friends are dead, and he became completely disillusioned. What is this? In what consciousness they must have died on the battlefield of Kurukshetra? He was feeling so sorry for them. They had so many desires, and they were just snatched away by cruel death at the age of 18 and 19. Heartbreaking. He couldn't work anymore. He quit his job at the military academy and went to college. He said, let me just go back to college. So he joined college. Now, colleges is where Srila Prabhupada's net is. Srila Prabhupada is an expert fisherman. He catches all the students when they are in colleges and universities. So he joins a university to further his education. And he has rented an apartment on campus with 3 other boys. 4 of them are living in an apartment, sharing their room. Somehow all 3 of his roommates have gone home for vacations or something. And he's alone. He doesn't feel like going home, because going home will bring back memories of his childhood buddies who all got killed in the Vietnam War. He doesn't want to go home. He stays on campus. But nothing much is going on in the campus because the college university is closed for the holidays. But anyway, he's there on campus. And he's just walking in downtown one day, and he sees some devotees on Harinam. One particular devotee caught his attention. His name was His Holiness Vishnujan Swami Maharaj, one of the senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So Vishnujan Swami Maharaj is doing kirtan. And there are 2 more devotees with him. And this young man, college student, he strikes up a conversation with them. And they start preaching to him about the Krishna consciousness philosophy, the art of dying. People are busy learning the art of enjoying, the art of living. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, the Krishna consciousness movement, Krishna's movement, Bhagavad Gita, is the movement of learning the art of dying. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. That is our movement. They start talking to him about the art of death, art of dying. And it really strikes a chord with this young man, because he has seen death of all his high school buddies. So they start talking. He's interested. They talk about chanting. They talk about Krishna consciousness. They talk about the art of dying. And then this young man asks them, so where are all of you monks staying in town? They said, you know what, we just came here for Harinam and book distribution. Actually, we don't have a place to stay. Do you mind if we stay with you for a couple of days? We will be distributing books in town for just 2 days, and then we'll be gone in 2 or 3 days. Can we stay with you any chance? He said, you know what, it would not have been possible, because I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. It's 4 of us, 4 boys sharing that apartment. But you know what? All my roommates are gone for the holidays. So there's nobody except me. So yes, you're welcome. Move in with me. So these brahmacharis, they move in with this young man. And for 2 days and 2 nights, they stay together. They do kirtan, they do Harinam distribution, they cook with their own hands, they offer bhoga to Krishna, they eat Krishna prasad, and they have their deities also with them. I don't know if they had Radha Damodar at that time, the Radha Damodar traveling bus party. I'm not sure, but they had their deities. So this young man saw their dincharya, their lifestyle. They wake up at 3:30. They take a cold water bath in the morning, get ready, wear fresh clothes, and they have Mangal Aarti, they have Tulsi Aarti, they have a japa session for 2 hours, they do Guru Puja, then they read from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, there's a Bhāgavatam class, then they cook for Krishna, they offer Krishna, they eat Krishna Prasad, and then they go for book distribution around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And then all day they are doing Harinam Sankirtan, loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and distributing transcendental literature, Prabhupada books, all day till late at night. And then they come, they read some Krishna book, drink some hot milk, and they take rest. Again, they wake up at 3 o'clock. This is the lifestyle he saw for 2-3 days. He thought these men were really prepared for that. Imagine if somebody dies in this consciousness with this type of dincharya. You are Krishna conscious all day long, from morning to night. You are either doing Aarti, or you are doing Japa, or you are doing Nam Sankirtan, or you are doing book distribution, or you are reading Prabhupada's books. And you are constantly in the association of devotees, practicing the limbs of bhakti. If one dies in this consciousness, definitely we will have Bhagavad Prapti. Definitely we will get Krishna. So he is very impressed with their lifestyle. These young monks, young brahmacharis. But there is one thing he does not like. Would you like to know? One thing that he doesn't appreciate about these young monks. The thing that he doesn't like is the silver spoon. These are traveling monks. They have nothing with them, but they have a silver spoon. Somebody donated to them a silver spoon. So all they have is some paper cups in which they offer bhoga to Thakurji, but they put that silver spoon because somebody donated them. And this young college student, young man, he has never seen anybody possess a silver spoon. I mean, in India, we have silver plates and silver spoons we take out for festivals and puja and Dashara and Diwali. But in the Western world, people don't have that opulence. So he has paper cups and paper plates to offer Thakurji, but there is a silver spoon because somebody has donated it. So this young college student sees that, man, these monks, they are going around with a silver spoon with them. So he asks them, you guys are supposed to be renounced. Why are you carrying a silver spoon with you? So Vishnujan Maharaj explained that this is not for us. This is for Krishna. We are offering Krishna with this spoon. But this young man could not understand. Whoa, what do you mean it's for Krishna? I mean, you possess it, you travel with it, you carry it. I mean, it's yours for all practical purposes. What do you mean it's not yours? It's Krishna's. Why? That doesn't make any sense. So they tried to say, no, it's not for us. It's for Krishna. Krishna eats with it. But this young college man didn't appreciate. He was not convinced. You guys are just wearing all this saffron dhoti and chadar and everything, but actually you are going around with a silver spoon. That is not renunciation. I cannot understand that. So they had a little argument. Next day morning, when this college student woke up, he saw that the devotees were gone. Because they had finished their 2-3 days. They ran out of books. There was no service, so they left. And this young man was sleeping, so they didn't even bother waking him up or disturbing his sleep. They just left early in the morning. And this young man wakes up, rubbing his eyes in the morning and sees that they are gone. I don't have a phone number for them. Those days, there are no cell phones. I don't have a visiting card. I don't have an address. I don't even have a name for them. And suddenly these friends are gone. And in this 2-3 days, somehow he had developed attachment for them. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra ka hai, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi hai. Satam Prasangan, Mama Virya Samvido. To hear, discuss Krishna Katha in the association of sadhus is very purifying. Rit Karna Rasayan, it is very purifying to the heart and the ears. And somehow this college student had gotten used to them, their Hari Katha, their preaching, their Krishna Katha, their lifestyle, their kirtans, their talks. And now they are gone. I will never be able to see them again. He suddenly developed a painful separation, feeling of painful separation for them. And he started looking everywhere in the apartment for them. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? And then on the table in the living room, he found a note. They had left him a note. He picked up that note. And on that note, it was written, "This is for you, Hare Krishna." And he looked under the paper. It was the silver spoon. It was the silver spoon. So immediately this man realized that, oh, I was accusing them of being attached, but they are not attached. They were not attached. And for whatever services I gave them, they have given me the only possession that they had, the silver spoon. They were not attached. Why did I accuse them of being attached? Oh, he was feeling so guilty. He took that silver spoon and said, I will find them. I will find these devotees and I will surrender to them. I also want to become a devotee. I want to live a lifestyle like them. A lifestyle of renunciation and bhakti. Vairagya vidya nija bhakti yoga. Shikshartham eka purusha purana. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari Kripambudhiryastamaham prapadde. And he went trying to find them. And he found them. And he joined them. And he became one of the greatest devotee on this planet today. His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj. This is the story of the silver spoon. Now see what high-class Krishna Katha Srila Indradumna Swami Maharaj is giving the world. I recommend all of you, my dear friends. Kartik is coming. The holy month of Kartik is coming. Please go to the YouTube channel, Indradumna Swami Official. There are superb, high-class, pure Krishna Katha spoken by Srila Indradumna Swami Maharaj. If you hear those lectures, your heart, your consciousness will be painted with Vrajras. With Vrajras. So beautiful. Now Radhashtami is also coming. Please look at Srila Indradumna Swami Maharaj's lectures. They are so beautiful. Filled with Vraj Katha on every aspect of Vraj. Different Leela Sthalis, different pastimes of Srimati Radharani, different pastimes of Shri Krishna Chandra, their associates, the Ashtasakis, the Manjaris, the historical aspect of Vrindavan, the different temples, the Upavan, forest, sub-forest, everything. Srila Indradumna Swami Maharaj is covering, has covered, and will continue to cover in his classes. So it's very wonderful. And this year he is even doing a Vrindavan Parikrama. Vrindavan Parikrama. Actually, me and my wife are thinking of seeing if we can also join. So this is Krishna consciousness movement, my dear friends. It is very important to not only learn the art of living, but also the art of dying. And genuine devotees like His Holiness Vishnujan Swami Maharaj, they are very attractive. Very attractive. Srila Bhurijan Prabhu, also one of our Gurujan, he was giving a very good piece of advice to all the preachers of our movement. Just be pure and just speak the truth. The people are fed up with Kaitab Dharma, both in the Western world as well as in India. Cheating religion. Just speak the truth and be pure. Practice what you're preaching. People will accept it. Just speak about Krishna. Just speak about Krishna's devotees and everyone will accept it. So this is what we learn from this. Srila Prabhupada says the conclusion is that whoever dies looking on the personality of Godhead within or without attains his Swarup, which is the highest perfection of life. So let us aim, let us try towards the highest perfection of life. Let us not die in an inferior consciousness. Let us prepare ourselves. Now Radhashtami is coming, the holy month of Kartik is coming. So let us go deeper in our bhajan and become more serious. We will continue from verse number 40. Next week, we will finish this chapter. So let me see what the dates are. Today is September 1st. So September 1st, 6th and 8th of September, we will finish this chapter. Then please prepare yourself. 13th, actually, Radhesham Prabhu is coming to Atlanta. But actually, 13th, he may not be here. So yeah, 13th we'll have a class, and 15th. 13th and 15th, we can take the examinations. So I have shared the PDF. Please look at the PDF, see how the examination is going to be. Everything is there. The different aspects, short questions, essay questions, everything, shloka memorization. And then we will conduct the exams the week after, the next week. Now, if there are any questions related to the class, not exams, not the course, please raise your hand because we'll talk about the course later on. So any questions about the class? Yes, Shamchandra Prabhuji, please go ahead. Sorry, can you unmute now?
Yes, Prabhu. Now I could unmute. Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam. Thank you very much for your very, very absorbing class. So my question was regarding this liberation, where it is mentioned that in the battlefield, both the sides, they saw the Lord, whoever saw the Lord face to face, got Sarupya Mukti. But when it comes to Shishupal, Shishupal also saw the Lord face to face, if I remember correctly. But then he got Sayujya Mukti, if I am not wrong. He merged into the people could see that he's
Lotus
merging.
feet of Krishna, yeah.
Yes. So how do we understand this? Because from this explanation of Srila Prabhupada and Bhishma Dev's religion, it's clear that whoever saw the Lord within and without, face to face, is definitely getting Sarupya Mukti. So can you kindly throw some light on this?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. So it also depends on the mood of the person who is dying. For example, it is said that demons like Kansa, when they are killed, they get Sayujya Mukti, impersonal liberation. Why? Because they have a droha bhav. They have an inimical attitude toward Krishna. So they get Sayujya Mukti. That is one reason. Because to get personal liberation, one has to have some attraction for Krishna. Whereas these people on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, many of them liked Yudhishthir Maharaj. In fact, Yudhishthir Maharaj was Ajata Shatra. Everyone liked Yudhishthir Maharaj, except a few, like Duryodhan and Dushasan and Shakuni. Everybody else liked Yudhishthir Maharaj. But somehow, because of political reasons, they were forced to fight on the side of Duryodhan. So they had a soft corner for the Pandavas. And they were attracted by the form of Parthasarathi. So because of that favorable attitude, they got personal liberation. As far as Shishupal is concerned, yes, Shishupal, it is understood that initially he got Sayujya Mukti. He merged into the form of Krishna. But that is because he had one more incarnation left as Jaya and Vijay. But when that Shishupal and the Antavakara came back as Jaya and Vijay, then they got personal liberation because they became pure devotees. So like that. Is that okay, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes,
Hare
very
Krishna.
clear. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Tasosmi. Sharmishta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
I'm very much grateful to you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj's story. I just loved it. And Prabhuji, my question is, जैसे अर्थ में जैसे यहाँ पे जीव है, वैसे अदर प्लैनेट्स में भी जीव है. तो यहाँ पे जैसे कृष्ण लीला करते हैं आके अर्थ प्लैनेट पे, वैसे दूसरे प्लैनेट्स में भी क्या भगवान आते हैं, जन्म लेते हैं?
दूसरे प्लैनेट्स में भी क्या? What did you say?
लीला करते हैं क्या भगवान, आके लीला करते हैं क्या वहाँ पे?
हाँ, yes. Krishna performs leelas in different days of Brahmas in this universe, Kalpa Bhed, and in different universes also. At all times, Krishna Leela is going on. So yes, the leelas go on. जैसे दाम बंधन लीला है, दामोदर लीला है. प्रत्येक क्षण, at every moment in some universe, that leela is going on. Eternal leela. It is always going on somewhere or the other. So yes, भगवान विविध प्रकार के लीलाएं करते रहते हैं अपने भक्तों के साथ आदान प्रदान करने के लिए. For loving reciprocations with his devotees, the leela is going on in other planets also. In different.
And also, Srila Prabhupada also is there. Prabhupada is also doing his leela.
Srila Prabhupada was specifically sent by Krishna. Srila Prabhupada himself says this, that he was specifically sent by Krishna to come and write books about Krishna consciousness and preach pure bhakti. And Srila Prabhupada is Nitya Leela Pravishta. He has returned to the spiritual world to be with Krishna. But if Krishna has more service for Srila Prabhupada somewhere, then Srila Prabhupada, Nachao, Nachao, Prabhu, Nachao se madhya. I will dance the way you want me to dance. That is the nature of a Sharanagat Bhakta, like Srila Prabhupada. So we don't know. Srila Prabhupada is where Krishna wants Srila Prabhupada to be. Srila Prabhupada is a Nitya Siddha. He is always with Krishna. Always with Krishna. Is that okay?
Yes, and Prabhuji, in other planets also there is 4 yugas like Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta and Kali Yuga. वहाँ पे युग भी है 4 युग.
I don't know. I have not come across, I have not read anything that particularly states that in other universes also there are the 4 yugas. In this universe certainly we have Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. But I don't know about other universes. I have not read anything. So I don't know. Okay?
Thanks.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Ajay Govind Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhamma Pranam. Sorry, Prabhu. Prabhuji, you asked a question today about the verse where every living entity is, mentioned as the material from Brahma to the ant. I was reading, I searched online. So Bhagavad Gita 15:16 verse talks about that in purport. Srila Prabhupada is saying the verse Shara Sarvani Bhutani, that all living entities who has come in contact with matter, beginning from first created being Brahma down to the small ant, is changing the body and are all infallible. But I was not able to find this verse where it is referenced from the Shara Sarvani Bhutani. So is it in the same context?
Okay, hold on. Let me open up so we can look at the verse together.
Yes, Prabhuji, sorry.
Share my screen, no problem. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Which verse you said, Prabhuji? Ajay Govind Prabhu, which verse did you say?
Prabhuji is the 16th verse in the 15th chapter.
Okay. Dav imau purushau loke sharas chakshara evacha ksharah sarvani bhutani kutastho kshara uchyate.
So later on, Srila Prabhupada. Go ahead, Prabhu, sorry.
There are 2 classes of beings, the fallible and the infallible, Kshara and Akshara. In the material world, every living entity is fallible, and in the spiritual world, every living entity is infallible. Okay, so what is your question, Prabhuji?
Down in the purport, Prabhuji, if we go at the bottom, towards the end, Srila Prabhupada is just mentioning this line again, Shara Sarvani Bhutani, and saying the same thing, all living entities who have come in contact with the matter, beginning from the ant, beginning from the highest being Brahma down to the smallest ant.
They are all fallible.
They are all fallible. Is it the same context like the question which you were asking about that Srila Prabhupada is, referring in the purport and Bhagavatam?
Absolutely, absolutely. Same concept. But there we were mentioning about their material bodies. And here it talks about the soul itself. Here Srila Prabhupada is talking about Nitya Siddha and Nitya Baddha.
Okay.
In the material world, the jivas are Nitya Baddha. Whereas in the spiritual world, the jivas are Nitya Siddha. So here they are Kshara, there they are Akshara. Infallible. Okay. They cannot fall down from the spiritual world. But the jivas in the material world, they are Maya Baddha. That is a difference.
Got it, context.
Understood, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Okay, Divya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I wanted to know what's the science behind the cold shower, and should we also take cold showers?
Taking shower with very warm water is not good for a spiritualist because it induces a state of drowsiness. When we take shower scientifically, medically with very hot water, 2 things happen. One is the natural oils in the skin by the hot water, they get melted and they get washed away. So there is dryness of skin, which can lead to eczema and dermatitis. That is the medical reason. Secondly, when we take shower with very hot water, then the blood supply to the skin becomes more. because the blood vessels dilate in heat. A lot of blood is diverted to the skin instead of the vital organs, which we need for focusing on our bhajan and sadhana. Also, hot water shower induces drowsiness, and certainly a sadhak doesn't want to sleep in the morning. A cold shower stimulates the body, refreshes the body, and makes one alert. Cold water shower, or at least room temperature shower. I do room temperature shower, not very cold, because I am not so but it makes us alert, focused, and also it reduces material desires, sense gratificatory desires. Whereas hot shower makes us little complacent, lazy, and gives the enjoying mentality. So for a sadhak, a room temperature shower is recommended. Is that okay, Mataji? Does that answer your question?
Yes, Prabhuji, but what about winters when it's like really cold?
So one should see however much we are able to follow. These are details. These are not really principles. These are details, and there is leeway here. So you see what works best for you. For me, room temperature or just little lukewarm water in winter is fine. Is that okay? So you see whatever best you can do. This is more important is to chant. If you are able to chant nicely, then no problem. Taking even a warm water shower, no problem. Utility is the principle. These are details. Okay. Kamal Gopika Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, and very nectarian class as usual. So you already have given answer of one of my question that you know about the Sayujya and Sarupya Mukti. So the demons that Krishna killed, except the Putna, all the demons they got the Sayujya Mukti.
Not all, Mataji. Even Aghasur got personal liberation. Actually, all these demons that came, it is mentioned in Garga Samhita, they had a past. Many of them were demigods who had committed some aparadha, and therefore they were cursed to become demons. So they may get Sayujya Mukti because they were inimical towards Krishna, but that Sayujya Mukti is also not permanent. Yanne arvindaksha vimuktamannastvaishta bhavada vishuddha buddhaya aruya krachena param padam patanti adhanartha yashmadangraya. Patanti adho, they can fall down from the platform of Sayujya Mukti. And that is good for them, because then they will get a chance to become devotees of Krishna. So maybe they might have gotten Sayujya Mukti, but then again they will continue their evolutionary cycle, because Sayujya Mukti is not the Vishram. It is not the ultimate resting place. The ultimate resting place is at the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. So they may fall down again and get association of devotees, sadhus, and get a chance to further their devotional service. So like that. Is that okay?
Yeah. And Prabhu, when we talk about Sarup, so Vaikuntha Loka, so वहाँ केवल क्या दास्य भाव है?
वैकुंठ में अधिकांश दास्य भाव ही है, दास्य और शांत. In Vaikuntha, there is Madhurya bhav, but only for Lakshmi Devi, nobody else. And there is no Vatsalya, because in Vaikuntha, Lord Narayan does not have parents. So that comes even in Narsimhadev Bhagwan Leela, there is no Vatsalya. He had no parents, he just came from a pillar. But in Ram Leela, there is Vatsalya. There is even Sakhya. Vaikuntha mein Sakhya bhi nahi hai, Dasya hi hai. But when you go higher up in the Ayodhya Dham, there is Sakhya. जैसे विभीषण, गुहा महाराज, ये सब सुग्रीव, ये सब भगवान के मित्र है. But they are very few, and their mitrata, their friendship is also Aishwarya Mishrit. Not Aishwarya Mishrit. It is predominantly Aishwaryamai mitrata. It is friendship, but awe and reverence. They pray to Lord Ram, they bow down to Lord Ram, they serve Lord Ram. तो उस सख्य में भी दास्यता है बहुत ज्यादा. And Madhurya is only with Sita Devi again. nobody else. Ek Patni Vrata, only with Sita Devi. But it is only when you go still higher up, you go to Dwarka and Mathura, specifically Dwarka, there is the Maheshinis. There are the queens of Krishna, 16,108 queens. Unlimited queens are there. So Madhurya Ras expands into many. Many devotees can get a chance to become Krishna's Kanta, Krishna's conjugal lovers, as Krishna's queen, as Krishna's wives. And this is Madhurya Ras, but in Swakiya Bhav. Swakiya Bhav. The higher you go, then you go to Vrindavan Dham, Golok Vrindavan Dham. Then you get Madhurya Ras, but in Parakiya Bhav. Jaya Jaya Jwala Rasa Sarva Rasa Sara Parakiya Bhave Jaha Vrajete Prachara. This Parakiya Bhav is only and only in Golok Vrindavan, not in Dwarka. There is little bit in Mathura, but that is not on the same level as the gopis of Vrindavan. Because Kubja has Madhurya Prem for Krishna in the Parakiya Bhav, because she is not married. But that is not so high class, because for Kubja, there is a desire for personal sense gratification. But the gopis don't even have that. They are willing to put dust from their lotus feet on Krishna's head to relieve his headache for one moment. And in return, they are willing to go eternally and suffer in hell. So, Anya Abhilashita Shunyam is Gopi Prem. Ashlishyava Padaratam Pinashtumam Adarshanan Marmahatam Karotuva Yatha Tathava Vidhatu Lampato Mat Prananathastu Sevanapar. That is Radha Bhav, that is Radha Prem, that is Gopi Prem, found only and exclusively in Vrindavan Dham. So that is the hierarchy. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes. Just last question, Prabhu. आपने जैसे
Mataji, can you hold 1 second? Can you hold 1 second? 1 second. Bye. Hare Krishna. Sorry, dear devotees. Kamal Gopikam, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes,
Please go
Hari.
ahead.
No. Hare Krishna. So just my last question, Prabhu. So everybody serve according to their sarupa in spiritual world. So suppose one is in a Vatsalya rasa. So there is a one Yashoda Maya, right? So how others who are in Vatsalya rasa, they serve in Goloka or in a spiritual world. So all they become the Yashoda Maya, or there is a chain, means you serve and then ultimately it goes to the Yashoda Maya and then finally she serves Krishna.
So just like there is only one Srimati Radharani, similarly there is only one Yashoda Maya. And getting Madhurya Prem, getting Vatsalya Prem for Krishna is to become an associate of Yashoda Maya. Become a friend, associate of Yashoda Maya. And then we have similar love for Krishna. And we get opportunity to similarly express our love for Krishna. For example, Putana, she became a Dhatri. Aho Bakiyam Stanakala Kutam. She became a Dhatri, a mother of Krishna in Golok Vrindavan, not like Yashoda Maya, but she became a nursemaid of Yashoda Maya. So she can express her love for Krishna by feeding Krishna her milk, just like Mother Yashoda does. That milk is a manifestation of her pure Vatsalya Prem. Aho Bakiyam Stanakala Kutam Jighan Sayap Asadvi Lebhe Gatim Dhatri Uchit Tatonyam Kamva Dayalum Sharanam Vrajema. Uddhavji is telling Vidurji that where will I find such a Lord, so merciful, that even though she came to feed poison to Krishna, Lebhe Gatim Dhatri Uchit Tatonyam Kamva Dayalu Sharanam Vrajema. He made her a Dhatri, like a mother, not Yashoda Maya, but like a mother in Golok Vrindavan. So they share the same type of love as Mother Yashoda has. Krishna will come to your house and steal the butter that you have made, just like he steals from Mother Yashoda. So that's wonderful. You will see Krishna's Damodar Leela. You will see Krishna asking you for buttermilk, and you tell him that first you show me some dance. You dance for me, then I will give you some buttermilk. So just like Mother Yashoda enjoys these childhood pastimes, the other gopis, elder gopis who have Vatsalya Prem, they will also enjoy. Mother Yashoda will ask you for rope. I want to bind this naughty Kanha. Give me some rope. Let's tie him up. So you'll be supplying a rope. But it will not be enough until Srimati Radharani comes and gives her ribbon. So like that. Is that okay, Mataji? Let me unmute you. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhu. So means not they can directly serve to Krishna, not in a as an associate of Yashoda Maya. I just heard that there is a kind of a chain. So you serve, you like Manjari assist Sakhya to serve Radharani. So just like in Yashoda Maya, she has a kind of so many mates and they serve. So it goes from discipline, like means chain system, from one hand to another hand to and up to Krishna.
Yes, that is also possible. One can become a maid servant of Yashoda Maya, or one can become one of the elder gopis in Vrindavan. Both are possible.
Okay.
If you become a maid servant of Yashoda Maya, then there is more Dasya Bhav in that, with a flavor of Vatsalya.
Okay.
And one can become also a friend of Yashoda, because Yashoda Maya has friends also. They talk, they come and complain to Yashoda Maya that today Krishna came to my house and he created this naughtiness in the house. He pinched my sleeping child, or he broke the pot in my house. So they are doing their own Krishna Katha. So then one can become like that, friends of Yashoda or servants of Yashoda. They are all in Madhurya, they are all in Vatsalya Ras. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Pramodini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. I have two questions. in war, Kurukshetra war, all the soldiers come for the act in the pastimes, Prabhuji, or
No, not like that. There are certain Hari Parshads. They are eternal associates of Krishna, like Arjun, like Bhishma Dev. But many of those people who are able to participate in Krishna Leela as the warriors on Kurukshetra, either they are devatas who have incarnated to assist Krishna in his Leela, or they are some sadhakas who, because of their sadhana, have now got a chance to participate in Krishna Leela, and by participating in Krishna Leela, they will go to Vaikuntha. They'll go to the spiritual world, like that. So not all are Nitya Siddhas. Only some are Nitya Siddhas. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And one more question.
Similarly, in the Ras Leela. In the Ras Leela also there are different types of gopis. Some are Nitya Siddha gopis like Ashtasakhis, Lalita, Vishakha, Ādi. Then there are Sadhana Siddha gopis. Some of them are fully Siddha, some of them are still not purified. Those who were not allowed to enter the Ras Leela by their family members, they were not completely purified yet. And then there are some who are Shrutichari gopis. The Shrutis, the Upanishads, them incarnated as gopis to participate in the Ras Leela. There are Rishichari gopis. There are gopis who were rishis in Dandakaranya forest during Ram Leela, and they wanted to reciprocate with Krishna in Madhurya Ras. So Lord Ramchandra said, I am Ek Patni Vrata, I cannot. But when I come as Krishna in the next yuga, you can take birth in Vrindavan Dham as gopis. So there are those gopis. So there are Sadhana Siddha gopis, there are Shrutichari gopis, there are Rishichari gopis, there are Nitya Siddha gopis. So even among gopis, there are different types of gopis. So similarly, in Kurukshetra Leela also, there are different types of devotees. Okay. Hare Krishna. Amrit. Yes, Mata. Sorry, second question. Yeah.
Prabhuji, in every universe, the same pastimes happen, Prabhuji, eternally?
No. The pastimes are Navam. The pastimes are always ever fresh and always new. There is always some variation. What to speak of other universes? Even in this universe, the pastimes don't happen exactly the same. There is kalpa bhed, that's why. In every kalpa, in every day of Brahma, the Leela happens, but there is kalpa bhed. There is difference. The details are different. In some yugas, when Lord Ramchandra appears, Hanumanji jumps across the ocean to reach Lanka. In certain Leelas, Ram Leelas, he just steps across the ocean in one step. Sometimes with his tail on fire, he lights Lanka on fire. In some, he just breathes out fire and burns Lanka. Like that. So in different kalpas, the Leela happens differently. In different universes, the Leela happens differently. Krishna's Leela is unlimited. Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. Like that. Okay? It's not the same.
Thank you so much,
Hari Hari. Okay, last question, Amrit Karan Prabhu.
Wonderful session. It's like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared and is mentioned by our acharyas. Jadi gaur na hoito kemone dhritam de Radhara Mohima Premara Śrīmad Jagate Janatake. Means Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also mentioned the Gopi Vartak Padakamalayo. So a lot of, like you mentioned, that Aslishava Padaratam, that in Ashtakam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sikha Ashtakam he mentioned. So we have to generally, Mahaprabhu is telling us to culture this bhav, this consciousness mostly, or like here we are, like in Bhagavatam, we could find a lot of like different topic, like here Bhishma Dev is going to Vaikuntha planet. Most of the soldiers, those who actually participated in Kurukshetra war, they are mostly going to Vaikuntha planet. But what should be our mood and consciousness? Mostly Mahaprabhu want to give us, and we have to culture.
What is the mood that we should have?
What should be our, Mahaprabhu like to give us? We have to culture this kind of mood, or
Yes. So Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Dev, he came to give us the Unnat Ujjvala Rasa. Anarpita Charitchiram Karunaya. So Mahaprabhu came to give the Unnat Ujjvala Ras. Jaya Jayojjvala Rasa. Ujjvala Rasa. Unnat Ujjvala. Jaya Jayojjvala Rasa Sarva Rasa Sar. Parakiya Bhave Brajete Prachar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give us Madhurya Rati in Parakiya Bhav as manjaris. Because all the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the principal associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who are his Kripa Patra, the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, they are all manjaris. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us manjari bhav. And this manjari bhav is only available in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's parampara, our parampara, Gaudiya Vaishnava parampara, Rupanuga Dhara. You will not get this rasa in Nimbarkacharya Sampradaya. You will not get this rasa in the Sahachari Bhav of the Radha Vallabh Sampradaya. You will not get this rasa in the Ramanujacharya Sampradaya or in any other Sampradaya. Even Shripad Vallabhacharya, who is Shukdev Goswami, does not give Manjari Bhav. It's mainly Vatsalya Bhav, and there is some Madhurya Bhav also. But in most of these other Sampradaya, it is the Kanta Bhav. Kanta Bhav. To be one of the gopis in conjugal rasa. But the Manjari Bhav, that is only given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Rup Raghunath Goswamis. And this is our proud heritage, where we are the personal maid servants of Srimati Radharani. And we are assisting the Ashtasakhis in serving Radhesham. That is our eternal seva. And this Manjari Upasana, which is given to us by Shri Rup and Raghunath Das Goswami, is the exclusive feature of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And therefore, that is what the sincere followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will aspire for. That's your question, what we should aspire for.
Yes.
Now, of course, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, everybody is welcome. Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brajendra Nandana Jai Shachi Suta Hoilo Se. He is Bhagavan Krishna. Sarva Avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavan. That is Mahaprabhu. So Ram Bhaktas also will be attracted. Narsimha Bhaktas will also be attracted, like Murari Gupta and Narsimananda Brahmachari and others. They will be attracted. Even devotees from the Dwarka Leela will be attracted. Even devotees from the Kurukshetra Leela will be attracted, like Bhavananda Rai and his sons, Gopinath Patnaik, they were all attracted. But all these devotees will be there, but the vast majority of devotees who will receive the actual mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they will get Manjari Bhav. Mahaprabhu can give everything. Mahaprabhu's associates can give everything. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra can give Dasya, can give Sakhya, can give Vatsalya, can give Madhurya. Hare Krishna Mahamantra can even give Kanta Bhav, which means to be a gopi, a Sakhi of Radharani. That also is available. But what is the best, what is the highest thing that Mahaprabhu gave, which nobody else gave? Anarpita.
Anarpita, yes.
What is that Anarpita? That is Manjari Bhav. That is Rupa Goswami. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale. Swayam Rupa Kadam Hayam Dadati Sopat. Not Swayam Bhavananda Rai, who is Maharaj Pandit. Not Shri Vallabh, the brother of Rupa, who was a Ram Bhakta. No. It is Swayam Rupa Kadam. Only Rupa Manjari. Therefore, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, at the time of departure from this world, what was his prayer? Shri Rupa
Rupa
Manjari Pada Sei Mora Sampa. Very clear, it is very clear. What does Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami pray at the end of every chapter of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita? Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Jara Ash. Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishnadas. Shri Rupa Raghunath, both are Manjaris. Rupa Manjari and Rati Manjari. So the highest thing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give, the highest gift that Mahaprabhu came, which you will not get in any sampradaya, is the Manjari Upasana, Manjari Bhava. All 6 Goswamis are Manjaris. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is a Manjari. Srila Narottam Das Thakur is a Manjari. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is a Manjari. Srila Gaur Kishore Das Baba is a Manjari. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada is a Manjari. So it's a sampradaya of Manjaris. So that is the highest. That is a special gift of this parampara, our parampara. So when we worship Mahaprabhu, we should worship Mahaprabhu not so much as Bhagwan. Yes, we know he is Bhagwan, no doubt about it. But he is our Acharya. He is teaching us bhakti. That is the highest. We have to worship Mahaprabhu in the Bhakta Bhav. That he is a Bhakta, the greatest devotee. A devotee that this world has never seen. The Gambhira Leela. Jagannath Ante Leela. That is our Mahaprabhu. That Mahaprabhu no one knows except the Rupanugas. Isn't it?
Exactly.
Mahaprabhu
Right.
who is giving Krishna Prem to Prakashananda Saraswati in Varanasi. Yes, that is one Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu going to South India and sweeping South India, giving Krishna Prem to everyone. That is also Mahaprabhu, yes. But our Mahaprabhu is the Mahaprabhu that Raghunath Das Goswami served with Swarup Damodar Goswami. That is a Mahaprabhu of Gambhira, who is seeing Krishna outside and cannot find the door in his ecstasy and is rubbing his face against the wall and bleeding. This is the Bhakta Bhava. This is the Viraha Dasha of Mahaprabhu. That is our Ishtadev. That is our Ishtadev. That is Mahaprabhu. Is that okay?
It's a wonderful conception, Prabhuji. And
Hare
a very
Krishna.
clear conception. Wonderful. Is it nice? Wonderful. Thank
That's
you
what-
so much.
That's what- Swati Mataji, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam, or Vishla Prabhupada. Prabhuji, I have a question that when in Mahayuddha, like in Mahabharat, Lord Krishna's opposite side, whoever are there, they got liberated. But I understand that there was a Narayani Sena and some soldiers who are not part of that and all they got. But some people like Dushasana and Jarasandha, how can they get liberation, like Sarupa Mukti and all? Because they always do envious of Lord, and I know Lord is merciful, but if they get that mukti also, they will make until they are not purified, they will not do in that place also, they will create havoc, right, Prabhuji? So
Correct. So this purification, it is not very difficult for Krishna to purify a jiva. And once they are dying in the presence of Krishna, like Duryodhan being hit by Bhim in the presence of Krishna, Dushasan dying in the presence of Krishna at the hands of a pure devotee like Bhim. So that itself is purifying. The amount of pain they felt at the end of their life, that itself is very purifying. So Putana also, she had very evil intention. She wanted to kill Krishna. She wanted to give pain to Yashoda Maiya and Rohini Maiya by killing Krishna right in front of them. Can you imagine the atrocious nature of Putana? And she had killed so many children in the past. She was a serial child killer. But the amount of pain that Krishna gave in those few moments when he was sucking her breast, she was screaming. The amount of pain that Krishna compressed in those few moments, that is worse than the pain one will feel for millions of years in hellish planet also. Krishna can compress that pain and suffering to purify whatever is required. Krishna is all pure. So even the worst of criminals, worst of asuras, they can also be purified by Krishna in one moment. But that is the power of coming in touch with Krishna and Krishna's devotees like the Pandavas. That is a special feature of Krishna Leela. That one may be the worst person like Dushasan and Duryodhan, but they can also be purified. They can also be purified. Like we see, who can be worse than Kansa and Jarasan? But they also came in Mahaprabhu's Leela. Kansa came as Chandkazi. and Jarasandha came as Nawab Hussain Shah. Both of them became devotees. Nawab Hussain Shah also told Sanatan Goswami that let us not stop Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement. And Chand Kazi became a pure devotee after being preached by Mahaprabhu. So yes, Mahaprabhu and Krishna, they find different ways of purifying. So we are very happy that they also got liberated, Dushasana and Duryodhana. And Mahabharata also says that they got a higher destination. So we should be happy that Krishna purified them also. Okay.
So one more question, Prabhuji. Like Bhishma Dev knows so much about Lord, then he's not aspired for the like highest Madhurya Prem and all. Why he aspired just to liberation and living those things?
Hare Krishna. So two things. One is that all the rasas, they are perfect and complete in themselves. As far as Tattva is concerned, all the relationships that are there with Krishna, Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya and Madhurya, they are all perfect and complete. A tree in Vrindavan who is giving its fruits and flowers to Krishna does not think that I want to become a gopi, because completely satisfied, completely peaceful, because they have got Krishna Prem. A Sakha doesn't aspire that I want to be a gopi necessarily. They are completely satisfied in their service, and Krishna keeps them happy. This hankering and lamentation, this feeling of incompleteness and, oh, I want that, this is in the material world. But this type of trishna, this type of thirst is not there in the spiritual world. There is complete satisfaction in whatever rasa one is. Hanumanji will never want to become a gopi in Vrindavan. He is completely satisfied at the lotus feet of Shri Raghunath. Similarly, the gopis of Vrindavan will never want to become sakha. So everybody is satisfied. But our acharyas, who are rasika Vaishnavas, they are rasikas. They have analyzed these rasas, 5 rasas, and they have concluded that Madhurya rasa is the most supreme rasa. But that doesn't mean that someone who is in the other rasas will be dissatisfied and they will want to switch. That doesn't happen. There is attraction. Like Arjun, who is a sakha, may have a curiosity to experience what is this gopi bhav, and he will come and become Arjunia gopi. Shankar Bhagwan also may have this curiosity. I want to see the Ras Leela, and he will come and take shelter of Lalita Sakhi and Vrinda Devi, and he will become Gopishwar Mahadev. That is there to show the world that the greatest rasa is the gopi bhav. But they will not change their constitutional position. For example, Narad Muni. Narad Muni also becomes the Naradiya Gopi in Vrindavan. But that doesn't mean that Narad Muni, who is an eternal devotee of Lord Lakshmi Narayan in Vaikuntha, he will give up his attachment to Lakshmi and Narayan. No, he will still go there and he will still serve Lakshmi Devi and say, can I have some Uchishta of Narayan? So that doesn't go. Murari Gupta also, he will remain devoted to the lotus feet of Lord Ramchandra because he is Hanuman. So these devotees remain fixed in their sthai bhav, completely satisfied. But our Rasika Vaishnava Acharyas, who are expert at analyzing rasa, they have told us that the highest is the Madhurya Prem. And within Madhurya Prem, Parakya Bhav is the supreme. And within Parakya Bhav, the Manjari Parakya Bhav that is there, that is the best, because they are personal servants of Radharani. They have absolutely no desire to dance with Krishna in the Ras Leela, or to eat Krishna's Uchishta, or to embrace Krishna. Nothing. They only want Nikunja Yonu Ratikeli Siddhyi. They want to simply facilitate the Nikunja Leela of Radha and Krishna. So the Manjari Bhav is the highest. That is the opinion of our Rasik Vaishnava Acharyas. Is that okay, Swati Mataji? Every rasa is complete and everybody is satisfied. They don't want to change their position. That is the meaning of liberation. Completely satisfied. Now they have attained Vishram. That is
So Prabhuji, there is no competition or anything, right, in different rasas?
Absolutely no. There is never a competition among the pure devotees, and there is never competition among the liberated souls. No. Apparently, there may be desire like Shivaji, Arjun, Narad Muni, but that is only to show the superiority of Gopi Bhav. But otherwise, among pure devotees, there is no competition, there is no competitiveness, And in the liberated associates of the Hari Parshads also, there is no competition that I want to take that person's position. No, it's not there. Now, another thing, the second thing that I wanted to mention about your question about Bhishma Dev, it is the opinion. It is the opinion. This is confidential. So don't quote me on this, but this is the opinion of our Rasik Vaishnava Acharyas, that Bhishma Dev also got Gopi Bhav. To answer your question, that Bhishma Dev also got Gopi Bhav, because if we look at the next verse, let me see. If we look at, so we discussed verse number 39 today. Now 40th verse, if you see, let's look at the 40th verse. There you will get your answer. Lalita Gati Vilas Valguhasa Pranaya Nirikshana Kalpito Rumana Kritamanu Kritavatya Unmadandha Prakritim Agan Kilayasya Gopavadva. Srila Bhishma Dev, just before departing, this is his second last verse, I think, or maybe last few verses, last 2-3 verses. In verse number 40, Bhishma Dev is praying to the gopis. So some of our Rasik Vaishnava Acharyas, they say that this verse proves that at the time of his departure, Bhishma Dev remembered the gopis, prayed for their mercy, so he got Gopi Bhav. They say that about Srila Haridas Thakur also, who is Brahmaji, who is mainly in the Dasya Bhav. They say that Brahmaji also got Gopi Bhav. Because Brahmaji, Haridas Thakur, he kept the lotus foot of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu upon his heart. And he was chanting, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna, Shri is Shriji, Radharani. Krishna is Krishna. So Shri Krishna is Radha Krishna. And Chaitanya means Shri and Krishna have combined as Sri Chaitanya Dev. So he is holding the lotus foot of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu upon his heart, just like the gopis. Yatte sujata charanam buruham sthaneshu Bhita shanay priyadadhi mahikar kasheshu Tena tavim atasiyat pathatena kim swed Kurpadibhir brahmatidhir bhavadayusham naha. So just like Srimati Radharani, just like the gopis want to keep the lotus foot of Krishna on their heart, in that same bhav, Brahmaji also placed the lotus foot of Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya Dev upon his heart. So this keeping the soft lotus foot of Krishna upon one's heart is an act of the gopis, very intimate. So our acharyas, some acharyas, again, please don't quote me. This is the internal realization of the acharyas. They say that Haridas Thakur, Bhishma Dev, they both got Gopi Bhav. And therefore, the departure of Haridas Thakur is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The departure of Haridas Thakur reminded everyone about the departure of Shri Bhishma Dev. This is the reason. Both of them, in the end, they got Gopi Bhav. In this verse also, see, Srila Bhishma Dev is saying, let my mind be fixed upon Lord Shri Krishna, whose motions and smiles of love attracted the Vrajavadhus, the damsels of Vraja, the gopis. And the damsels imitated the characteristics, movements of Lord Krishna after his disappearance from the Ras Leela. Bhishma Dev on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the bed of arrows, is remembering the Ras Leela. And he's taking shelter of the gopis. So it is the opinion of our acharyas that he also got Gopi Bhav. So these are the two ways of looking at your question. First is that these liberated souls, they don't have competitiveness and they're satisfied in the role that they have, completely satisfied. And secondly, if one wants to think from the point of view of the Rasik Vaishnava Acharyas, then they say that Bhishma Dev also got it. And Haridas Thakur also got it. Why Haridas Thakur will not get? For almost a year, he was living with Rupa Goswami in Siddhavakul. He was living with Sanatan Goswami. Both are Manjaris. So why that will not rub on Haridas Thakur? So like that. So our Rasik Vaishnava Acharyas say that Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatan Goswami, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, from the point of view of rasa, they are much higher than Haridas Thakur. They are much higher than Haridas Thakur. This is a fact. So Haridas Thakur also served Sanatan Goswami so nicely, Rupa Goswami. So he also got like that. Is it okay, Swati Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, please tell the story of the silver spoon to Krishna. He will like it. So,
Sure. He's also heard actually. When we heard, really, we want to know which Maharaj, but it's amazing. We all heard together. Amazing. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, beta. Hare Bol. You like the story of Srila Indradhamma Swami Maharaj?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Bol. So when you meet Maharaj, you can tell Maharaj, I like your pastime with the silver spoon. Okay.
Please pray for us, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
That's was me. Come to Vrindavan. Come for Maharaj's Yatra.
We want Prabhuji, please pray. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Praying. Okay, so no questions on this one. Let me just look at the chat box. So, Ajay Govind Prabhu, I noted your comment. Gagan Mataji has asked a question. Hare Krishna. In Nectar of Devotion, Srila Prabhupada says in the first chapter that a devotee doesn't want any of the 5 kinds of liberations. A devotee is simply satisfied by discharging loving service to the Lord. But why Bhishma Dev wanted the Swarup liberation, as we understood that he is a pure devotee of the Lord? Yes, very nice question. Thank you, Gagan Mataji, for this nice question. So Bhishma Dev is talking about the Swarup, that he wants to be with Krishna at all times, but a devotee does not even want liberation. Mama janmani janmanishware bhavatat bhakti rahetu kitvai. So yes, this is there. But still, a devotee doesn't make demand, but a devotee expresses his heart that, my dear Krishna, if it so pleases you, then I want to be with you. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying, Mamastu Vrindavana eva vasa. I just want to reside in Vrindavan with Krishna. Then Srila Prabhupada also said that, in his song, Krishna Tava Punya Have Bhai, that when will that day, Kata bane chuta chuti, bane khai luta luti, Seidi na kabe have more. When will that day come, O Krishna, when I will be with you in the forest groves of Vrindavan, having fun and frolic with you? Because at Radhakund, the Manjaris and the Gopis, they have many playful games. They have Jal Krida in Radhakund. Then they steal Krishna's flute. They play hide and seek. So there are many past. They play chess at Radhakund. So many possible. Prabhupada is saying, when will I? When will I again participate in those leelas? So although a devotee does not make demand that Krishna, give me this. Krishna, give me this type of liberation. No, never. But for the sake of seva, to serve Krishna, a devotee expresses that if I have my Swarup, then I can serve you like this. If I get Vrajvas, then I can serve you like this. So a devotee is simply expressing a desire for service. So to conclude, Bhishma Dev is not asking for anything from Krishna, any particular type of liberation. Bhishma Dev, by asking Swarup, is asking for seva. That is the inner meaning. Bhishma Dev is not asking for anything. He is simply asking for seva. I hope that is okay. Gagan Mataji, you can unmute. Is that okay?
Hanji, Prabhuji. Beautiful answer. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
That was me. Shanta Radhika Mataji, you have a question?
Yes. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Prabhuji, like you said, there is no Madhurya Bhav in the Vaikuntha Lok. And still we say that Madhurya Bhav is the super because it has all the bhavas in Madhurya Bhav. So like, पर in Vaikuntha Lok में तो Madhurya Bhav है ही नहीं, तो why we say कि Madhurya Bhav is super in all the bhavas? Like it is combined of all the bhavas, Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya. Yeah.
Madhurya Prem is there in Vaikuntha, but it is only available for Lakshmi Devi.
It is not available for others, na? So like we are all other acharyas, like all other, then why they are seeking for, like they want to enjoy in Madhurya Bhav in?
क्योंकि हमें वैकुंठ नहीं जाना. We don't want to go to Vaikuntha. न योग सिद्धिर न ममास्तु मोक्षो वैकुंठ लोकेपि न पार्षदत्वम प्रेमापि न स्यादिति चेत्तराम तु ममास्तु वृंदावन एव वास. We want to go to Vrindavan. We don't want to go to Vaikuntha. Who wants to go to Vaikuntha?
तो वहाँ गोलोक में सब भाव है वहाँ पे.
हाँ, Golok Vrindavan is the highest abode and it has all the different rasas. And therefore we want to go to Golok Vrindavan. Mamastu Vrindavana eva vasa. We just want to go to Vrindavan. That is what we are praying day and night. We are praying, we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna Mahamantra means, Srila Prabhupada said it is Hare is Radharani and Krishna is Krishna. Hare Krishna is Radha Krishna, Hare Ram is Radha Raman. Where is Radha Raman? In Vrindavan. You want to go to Vrindavan. Radharani is not in Vaikuntha. Radharani is not in Dwarka. Radharani is not in Mathura. That's why we don't want to go there. We only want to go to Vrindavan. Mamastu Vrindavana eva vasa. Okay?
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. One more question. Like you said, ki no questions regarding exam. So can you open in the WhatsApp group? We can put our queries in the WhatsApp group and you can answer in the WhatsApp only.
Instead, let's do it next week in the live class.
Okay.
Next week karenge.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Now let me see if there is any more question very quickly. So Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, Hare Krishna. Do gopis doing whatever Krishna needs, giving dust of their feet, are also dasya mixed madhurya? All manjaris are also like that, as they also do what the gopis say, dasya mishrit madhurya. So dasya, sakhya, vatsalya is already included in madhurya. Is already included in madhurya. That's why there will be tinges of dasyata or sakhyata in madhurya. So Yashoda Maya cooks for Krishna, but Radharani also cooks. The sakhas play with Krishna, but Radharani also, the gopis also play with Krishna. They play so many. They play dice game, they play carom game, they play hide and seek, they have water sports together. So Radharani also plays. And then the sakhas, the servants of Krishna, those who are in the dasya bhav, Raktak and Vishal and others, they serve Krishna in dasya bhav, and so do the gopis who are in Madhurya Prem. They also fan Krishna, Chamara Dulai. They also do all those things, which are the activities of the das. Because in Madhurya Prem, all these are already, the other rasas are already included. But what distinguishes Madhurya Ras, Manjari Bhav from Dasya Bhav is the intimacy of the service. We are serving Śrīmati Radharani. The Manjaris are maid servants of Śrīmati Radharani. And the Manjaris are facilitating Nikunja Leela. In the Nikunja Leela, the Sakhas and the Das and the devotees in Vatsalya Bhav, they are not there. They don't have entrance in the Nikunja Leela. So, because we are serving in the Madhurya Leelas, it is the Manjari Bhav, which comes under the purview of Madhurya Ras. It is important to know that devotees who may appear, now this question is very deep. Your question is very deep, Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. So even devotees who may appear to be in Shantaras, they are actually not in Shantaras. The question is Shripad Madhavendra Puri in Shantaras? He is a tree, a Kalpavriksha tree in Golok Vrindavan. Can Shripad Madhavendra Puri, from whom the entire Gaudiya Sampradaya is originating, be in Shanta Bhav? Impossible. Impossible. Not possible. So the conclusion is, the trees, the creepers of the Rasasthali are also in Madhurya Ras, even though they have a body of a tree. The dust of Rasasthali is Madhuryamay. It is in Madhurya Ras. Although one may think that, oh, dust means Shantaras. No, how can it be in Shantaras? The dust is witnessing the Madhurya Leela of Krishna, the Ras Leela of Krishna. How can it be in Shantaras? No. Everyone, every living entity in that area, in Radha Kund and the Rasasthali Seva Kunj, is painted with Madhurya Rati. The dust, the peacocks, the trees, the birds of Vrinda Devi, and of course, all the gopis, the Sakhis of Radharani and the Manjaris of Radharani. They're all in Madhurya. Therefore, Shripad Madhavendra Puri is a tree in Golok Vrindavan. But what tree is he? He is that tree under which Radha and Krishna perform their most confidential Nikunja Leela. So even that tree has Madhurya Prem. You see? I actually forgot what your question was. Let me look at the question again. Yes. So it is natural that Dasyata is mixed in this Madhurya. But because it is in connection with Srimati Radharani and the Nikunja Leela, it is Manjari Bhav. It is the highest. It is Madhurya Prem. Unnat Ujjvala Rasa. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. The dust I didn't mean Shantarasa. I meant like just following the orders. Like yesterday you were telling Bhishmadeva, if Krishna wants to be in Chivalry Rasa, okay, I will give that. So is that mood, like whatever the Krishna wants, even if that is not the nature they are ready to do for Krishna, is that Dasya or it is again still Madhurya? Because Madhurya, the Seva, they might like something, but still Krishna likes, Radharani likes, and still they are doing.
Yeah. So this mood that whatever Krishna wants, I will do that. This is for every pure devotee in any rasa. But generally, Krishna will want a devotee to perform seva in their sthai bhav, in their main relationship that they have. So for the Manjaris, it will be Nikunja seva. For the servants of Krishna in Nanda Bhavan, it will be assisting Yashoda Maiya and Nanda Maharaj and, doing chores in the house like that. But generally, Krishna will not want a devotee to step outside the sthai bhav. Is that okay?
Yes. Yes, and maybe even they also, if Krishna wants, they can go to that level of Chivalrous Rasa. Like for example, in Bhadravan, Radharani, I saw the picture that Radharani is wrestling with Krishna.
Yes.
So they will go to that extent also, like if Krishna wants, even if they don't like. Okay.
They like whatever Krishna likes, they like. Jo pyaro kare, soi mohe bhave. Whatever Krishna likes, that they like. That is the nature of love. Whatever pleases Krishna, that is what will please them. So if Krishna wants to enjoy the rasa of wrestling, so then they will have their akhada in the Nikunja, where those pastimes actually took place. Radha and Krishna wrestled. And the devata of that place is Hanumanji. So like that. So all this is there. Very sweet Vrindavan Leela. But whatever Krishna wants, in whatever way Krishna wants to enjoy, the gopis and the manjaris, they will facilitate. Therefore, their relationship with Krishna is the highest. Okay?
Beautiful, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Please.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Okay, so we'll stop here. It's quite late. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Radhe Radhe.
Hare Krishna. Radhe Radhe. Jai Śrīla Prabhupada.